artist, there is, oh my god, okay, this, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Reason that you convince yourself, I'm gonna give myself one more chance. As an artist, there is always going to be an excuse of why it is not the right time to work on your art, of, a reason why you shouldn't share what you have spent hours creating. Everything is always going to seem not good enough to the artist, and that is not a reason to stop creating, to give up on your art, or to not share. It actually means something very important. Welcome, I'm Sandler. I'm a creative, an herbalist, a wild woman. Welcome to my channel and to this beautiful challenge, these 19 days of devotion that I'm doing here on my YouTube channel, of creating a video for 19 days and sharing transmissions around creativity, the creative process, around the spark of inspiration, around, the flame, the sacred flame of life. I've already lit this candle here because I already filmed a whole other video and it just wasn't flowing. And this is actually the idea that had came through first. And essentially, to create these videos, what I've been doing is just sitting with Goddess Brigid, just praying, connecting, and receiving what is the message, what is the video that most wants to be shared today. And I also have a big list of ideas that I'm receiving, as I'm opening in this creative portal of opening to these videos. I've been receiving so many ideas. So at first this came in and I thought to myself, this is too simple, this is too obvious. Today I'm gonna share with you more about this idea that we're always going to have a reason that we shouldn't show up. And our minds are so good at convincing ourselves that this is a novel thing. This is oh yeah, well today, obviously it's because I don't have enough time. I need to do this thing. Or, oh, well today I'm too tired. So no one wants to have me share a video when I'm too tired. Or for example, today I couldn't film during the daylight, during when it would be so easy to use natural light, right? And I did buy this professional light just for these circumstances so that I could film at night. But my mind's telling me, oh, it's so much work to set it all up. Maybe it's just really not the day to film, because right now I'm filming it ahead of time, so I have a little bit of wiggle room. But that's the whole point, right? When we create a plan, when the juices start flowing and an idea starts to come to fruition, if we actually plan it even just a little bit in advance, which my Saturn and Aries does not but if we just plan a little so we can actually support our future self that is birthing that creative project, it can make such a difference. And so I know that I need to be a little bit ahead of these videos so that I actually have the spaciousness to, in a healthy way, create and edit these videos. But we are still going to have an excuse every time, every day. There's always a reason, because in our world, we deprioritize art. We deprioritize our creative dreams. We deprioritize what we think is frivolous. We deprioritize often simply the expression of our soul and of our hearts, because we feel so much of our survival needs obviously do take precedence, but also that we aren't good enough. When we really look at it, we realize that it is just the perfectionist within us that is telling us that in this moment, right now, we are not good enough to create art, that we are not good enough to be seen in our gifts, in our medicine, which is so kind of ironic, or it doesn't even make sense, because our gifts, our artistic abilities, or our creative energy is our natural, it's our natural gift. It's the most natural, authentic thing to us. And when we just give ourselves the spaciousness to express that, we're always good enough. right? And like I think there is obviously discernment and boundaries around like if you actually don't have time, like you don't have time to also feed yourself and sleep properly and do all these basic needs that we need as a human, then that's like a valid excuse. I completely understand. Like obviously there is so much nuance in everything in life, so know that I see you. And there are so many times, like yesterday, sometimes saying no to your creative practice or your creative work can actually make you feel more inspired, because what you really need is rest and reconnection and the spaciousness, like I was kind of saying, to not just connect to your creative practice, but to connect to life, like to connect to spirit, to connect to what fills you up, because we can't be creating from an empty cup. You need to create from your overflow. And especially as artists, as creatives, I feel like this is so important. Like we can create art that is the alchemization of our pain, of our sadness, of the wounds we've experienced, and that is so beautiful. But it's not sustainable for us to do that every single day. Like it is so much more sustainable to share from our overflow, from the inspiration, from that juice of creativity, of life. And oftentimes those juices don't start flowing until we start doing the thing. So that is why we actually have to show up, because then even if we're feeling like shit, like we're feeling like I don't want to do this right now, or we're feeling like I just don't have the energy, I just don't have the time, like right now it's like midnight that I'm filming, but I just felt like I need to film this now, like I'm called to film it now, I'm called to create. Whereas yesterday I was called to sauna with my friend, I was called to relax so deeply and replenish my nervous system and my body and my spirit. And then I had that overflow today where, okay, it's midnight, but like I'm filled with this inspiration. I'm filled with this creative spark to share with you here. If you are feeling like there are so many reasons for you not to create, that there are so many excuses, I feel like what is important is for you to just start doing it. Just start doing it in whatever way that might be, and it could be in the most simple, easy way. So also just like take that pressure off, that it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you know, the best video you've ever created, the most magnificent painting you've ever made, like your best-selling book that is gonna be what you're known for in the future. Like it could be that you're just starting by writing the first line of a Substack article, or by just filming a video that you're never going to share with anyone, but you're just learning the process of creating a video. Or maybe it's even just looking at the paints, the different paints in a store, and you're just taking that very first step, and that is completely enough, because it's more about simply showing up and then allowing what wants to express, allowing the creative spark to come to you and to show you what the next step is. Odin. Odin's just jumping up here. And so the next time you make an excuse, instead of listening to that excuse, take it as a reason to show up. Because that means that creativity must have something juicy for you. Like that means that there's a part of you that is so afraid of knowing the power and, the beauty of your natural gifts, that it's trying to convince you why you're not good enough. It's trying to convince you like, no, don't go over there. And then you go over there and the light is just so bright. Because I do feel like a part of our human self is afraid of creativity. It is afraid of, what this life spark will do to us, how it will change us, how it, it's the spark of innovation, of visionaries, of life force energy, of evolution. That is what creativity is. And there is a part of us, I feel like probably the part of us that is brainwashed, that, is the perfectionist, that is, convinced that we must be productive, we must be the certain way. This, it's a very like modern Western self that I can feel within me, that I'm sure is within many people who are watching this. like that self is afraid of what your creative self is going to do, like how you're going to change this world, how you're going to change yourself, how you're going to change your lineage, and healing your ancestors and healing your descendants through the gifts you're meant to share, through the medicine that you hold, through the creations and the creativity that comes through you. And so know that when you hear that excuse in your mind of why what you're sharing isn't good enough, just take it as the opposite. So I feel that is all I'm meant to share today. But thank you so much for watching this video. I would love to hear in the comments, like, what is a common excuse that you tell yourself? Like, what is a common reason that you say it's not the right time, or you don't have the space, or whatever it might be, to show up to your creative practice or your creative project? And let me know what you're going to tell yourself instead when you hear that thought again and again. Okay, well, I hope you have a beautiful, blessed evening, or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you tomorrow. So cute.